Yeah, that was actually Catchings, Cozy, and Chase, who had 19 points right now. 6 eliminations, averaging a 25th place. So they've been struggling after every single draw spot. Yeah, they're definitely being contested right now. Keox has some players on them. And talk about Keox. It was Keox who fell in the last round. They had high ground and endgame. They somehow threw the lead there. Let's see if Keox can actually clutch up. No, Keox is going to get taken out. But the follow-up here from Frat. He's going to open the builds. He's going to hit every shot. And they're actually going to come in with the quick save for Keox just in time.
They might be beelining towards this team to their right, or just trying to hit the rotate past them, because it is Centered, Edgy, and Commandment. That's a scary team to try and go through, and they've got a really good loadout. No, sorry, it's Edgy in the feed picking up the eliminations. Ronaldo gets the snipe onto Skyvex or Skivex. This is a team we talked about, a monster. Ronaldo snipes. At the moment, so far in these weeks, he's been one of the most critical with those shots as they're trying to shockwave away, and this is big. They need these points. There's so few points separating them from the top 8 position right now. This elimination alone pushes them from 10th to 9th if they can keep this up.
100%. In goes the ramp into Skittles' box there. Skittles did a good job there, but he's going to get punished.
See how long he can survive, and that's important because there's a lot of eyes on this right now. They're on edge zone. They're actually not in right now, so the zone is pushing them out. This is a good old storm fight, and you don't want to be in a storm fight when you're playing in the heat of FNCS, when you're trying to qualify into the grand finals. If you're fighting in the storm, you made a mistake right now, as Zum and Skittles have to push away, and they're rotating early, and honestly using those old builds quite well to hit this rotators. Ronaldo, though, is running into troubles on the front side. They hit the shockwaves. Skivex is back there. They need that elimination, but look at all the players that can hold them. You know Knight has eyes on that fight right now because it is lighting up in the feed, and they're coming over that hill into so many barrels.
Yeah, there it is. Shark actually steals away Skivex. Skivex didn't have any HP. All Ronaldo and company had to do was land one shot on the rotate on out, and that would have been it. Yeah, and where they stand right now with their points, they're just outside of the top 20, like pushing right in. And it's close from top 20 to top 10. So these are great fights for them to take on. If they can drop any one of these teams and force them down the standings, I mean, they crunch the numbers to be just that much closer. We already know it's very close. No one's broken away with a serious lead, but it's because how much the points are actually dispersed. Like even down to the top 10, we have that much closer of a competition here. Ved Leo on the height, though. They do have the tipmost section of this. He's already on the move here. Yeah, they want to get all the way up top, and it's actually their base. They have vehicles there parked as well. What a way to have a free rotate moving into the last zone here.
That's big, because if this goes off the mountain, I talk about if it goes up the mountain, but getting off the mountain is tough too, and those cars are perfect. Get in the car, they take no fall damage, just fly it straight off that mountain. Not only do you take no fall damage, you get a bit of distance too, so based on these players moving, it looks like it is going off the mountain, so those cars are going to be huge, because everybody is vacating that mountain zone, and they're going straight towards Craggy, so I already know zone is going that way, as Strobe and Ved and Goosh are sitting in there right now. Keox doing so well right now, as we can see the Frats trio is currently in 3rd, is the highest ranked NAE's team that didn't play in round 3. This is their first time playing in these 12-game formats for Trio FNCS. So what that means is we've had 3 qualifying weeks before this. They didn't make it to the round 3, which is the final round of any of those. That is ridiculous, Monster, and they're in 3rd place.
Yeah, and like I said, though, Gonzo is no stranger to competition. Like, he's literally qualified his way through to other events, but being on this biggest stage, the FNCS stage, he just didn't do it this time around. So, consistency, it's no surprise to me why they're here. But hold up, Keox nearly throws the bag right there as he hits the bouncer a bit prematurely, and the wall is there. You can see now that it's time to chop that bad boy down. Remember, they're a 2-man team, so sticking together is, you know, more important than ever right now, being that they're down a full member.
Chap, Who, Fishy, and Coop having a better performance with this north zone this time, so maybe when it pulls across, they do a lot better, and you touched on it last game. How are they going to find their way through all that congestion? They're up here, but what are they going to do? Do they have the mobility? They've got crash pads, so I don't think they're going to tarp out from up here, or maybe they're going to try. They're either going to crash pad off or build a little bit of a base up here because they're not in. So yeah, they could actually hijack the vehicle, and no, it looks like crash pad's being set up, and this is where it matters. No shockwave, good. They fall down quicker. I was going to say crash pad leaves you in the sky for a really long time, as Shark is still getting eliminations onto Roat, and Reverse takes down Ronaldo. So there's some teams still in this. Even if they've been wounded, they're still fighting back in game 6.
That's huge. I see Miro find Strep as well, and Ronaldo claps back there. So, way to have this all play out. No, actually, Reverse finds that one. Here comes another crash pad low ground play. Coop is going to go ahead and do it. Remember, the strategy here is to throw the crash pad down, and then someone else has to cone it, and they do. No, never mind. Scented and Who Fishy actually exchange shots, and Who Fishy falls, getting taken out by the veterans, and Chap is actually going to find Scented. So, what a way to actually have big exchanges right now at the top of the leaderboards.
Big exchanges right now, really shaking up what is such a tight leaderboard right now, as I see Walkman in here looking healthy as well. So a lot of our big names are in this, and I want to see that statistic. Commandment, Sense, and Edgy never losing their lead. Can they do it in a 12-game format? Because teams like this, teams like Walkman, have eyes on the top as they get a big elimination. Nice little refresh. Don't gain a lot from it, but really, really crucial points as Bully takes down someone in the feed too. So that's a team we haven't really seen take charge in these end games coming out of Dooms. Maybe this is the game where Bully shakes things up even more.
Definitely, but Walkman, man, at 78 points, honestly, is getting so much closer to that top 3 little by little. He's literally found enough elims now to tie himself up for 3rd place here. And you mentioned about Edgy and Commandment. Well, the stat was about Scented and Edgy technically being a duo. Yeah, so, you know, he's never clutched with Commandment in the situation. So if he does do it, I mean, it just solidifies that stat even more, showing that they hold that record for good reason. Can they hold the 1st place? Stacked chips are against them right now. Bully is going to take high ground right now with Icev and Slick, and they have a comfortable spacing between themselves and the low ground teams. You can see everyone else is just literally focused on sitting alive right now and waiting for the next zone to reveal itself. This is like an eerie version of silence that we don't really get to have in this zone 6 lead up.
This is very eerie, and it's also eerie because I may have actually predicted something correct for once. I'm used to caster cursing teams. I thought this might be Bully's chance to really do something big here. They're coming out of Doom's domain. This is the triple spray. We talked about it. There it is. If you're sitting in the cone, it doesn't even matter if it's brick in this case. You will still get triple sprayed, and Icy manages to capitalize on Artsy there, but it's only a knock. They haven't got the finish, but the pressure's coming out, and that team was one of the teams up there on 2nd height. But there it is. Edgy and Commandment are lurking right now. They're trying to make something big of as Bully and Icy now take that high ground. They're only held up by 1 build though. Monster, this was so well played. They conditioned opposite height. They jumped onto it. They took it, but they're only held up by 1 build, and I don't think they realize it.
I kid you not. It looks like they watched the breakdown of Reese and Shayo's X-Set or Zate, Saf, and Trio high ground hold, because they're doing just that. They're mirroring it. Not only that, they land at the same drop spot. So this is all just playing out like a textbook endgame, the way you should when you have this kind of lead and this kind of loots coming into this. Now, though, Bully pressuring on the backside. Listen, he already has 4 elims, and he's connecting all the way. He's going to find Strobe as well. Make that 5, make that possibly 6 in the lead up here now. And they are cooking up right now. In the feed, though, plenty of teams finding their action. Skittle's still up. Aspect still finding knocks as well. Narwhal still in this game here. So it's anyone's number right now.
It's anyone's number. We've definitely found the firepower in this team. Bully with the 5 eliminations on this high ground, but they haven't reconnected it, so they're very easy to knock out right now, but they do have that ultimate high position. Looks like the bounce pad to front side. Bully might be able to reuse that, but we've already seen why he's sitting back and taking shots, because he is lethal with them as Coop goes down in the feed to Xset's team right now, still picking up eliminations, but this zone's going up. It's going higher and higher up this mountain, which is such a good position for high ground to be in. They're all going to funnel their way up, which not only means it's going to clear them out, more of them are going to go down. It means there's more opportunities for eliminations, as Zuni's and Aspect, though, still running it through low ground.
And not only that, this legendary AR just does so much damage. You can see the tags they're converting into storm elims as well. Any tick over is going to be enough. Zuni's is going to go on and hit the crash pads. It's not going to be enough, though, because Bully has the angle. And yes, he actually saves his teammate, who was getting hunted down there. Slick nearly gets chased down by Zuni's, but Bully with the ultimate angle is going to be enough. That's 8 eliminations this early into the end game. You don't see that very often off of AR alone, and just one single player. He's still going, and now make it 9, literally ranking his way up, trying to get into top 3.
80 points. They are racking them up in such a big way, and this is what Doom's domain allows you to do. They've been going toe-to-toe with other teams all day, but they've made it to their end game. What can they do? You talked about it. They've been watching those packages. They know how Zate plays it, and we know how consistent that is, and they're playing it so well right now. But Slick and Icy are doing so well to control, but right now Bank comes up. I was asking who was going to try and go for this high ground. Narwhal coming off the crash pad. This team is going up for it right now. What can they do? But you're going toe-to-toe with Bully, a very scary player, and they had no mats. Such a weird time to go for high ground. The splashes come out. Narwhal has to follow his teammate because he can't do anything alone right now. 4 crash pads, but not a single build to do anything with. But they're not dropping all the way down. They still have their eyes on that high ground. But this has slowed down Bully right now. This slowed down all the momentum that they had. But Narwhal has full momentum going down, but no, pumps the brakes. He hits the brick wall and he falls. Bully, Ice, even Slick still so healthy on high ground as Day goes down. Edge is in there as well. So many big teams.
Yeah, and then you still see Miro and Reverse 2K still alive as well, fighting their way in the low ground right now. It's a battle of who can come up. Miro at 7 eliminations, make it 8 now. Lanad gets drop kicked on the way in, and the Siphon's gonna be enough. The shockwave through, and oh my gosh, the one pump follow-up as well. He's still going. It's a high ground battle. Miro is one of the most aggressive when it comes down to it, and he's still alive right now, showing you why he has what it takes. It's a 2v1. He's still in it, and yes, another 200 pump onto Izzy. Sit down, but it's all right. Even in the exchanges in the final moments, he played that so well.
He played that so well, but it's the high ground team that comes out on top. And look at that, 9 eliminations.
Scented and Edgy in first place. That last game, a 4th with 7 eliminations. Now they have a very strong lead.
And the two parents putting the washing in the machine that game was Miro and Bully. Huge solo pop-offs themselves. Miro with 9 eliminations and Bully with 10. So